we'll get started. I am Jordan. This is Damon. We are CmdEsc. This is our boy Ian Grow, known as Casual Dialect.
Say what's
back.
up to what's them. Up, y'all? We're so back.
We back, man.
It's feels good to be back. Thank
hell
you
yeah, it's been a little while. It's definitely been a little while. So no, I'm happy to be here. I know we got a couple of people here in the chat. I know we got Phoebe. We got, I don't know who Great Big Dog 69 is, but I like the name though. I like that name. He's got that Great Big Dog energy though. I like that. We got Fancy K. Too many T says too many stashes. He can't stand it, bro. There's too much mustache going around.
That's right. We're actually debuting our side project, 3 Stash.
3 stash down, dude. Palisades, woof. What's up, my guy? How you doing, man?
3 Stash, or do we call it Mustache Ride?
Yeah, it's definitely Mustache Ride. Sorry. Take back everything we just said. Mustache Ride. Yeah, that's our collab. So our first submission is going to be from our boy Drew Do. He was hot on there when we opened up the submission block. Everybody knows what he brings to the table here, so we won't spend too much time talking. Let's just go ahead and listen. Oh man, that was Drew Do with Void. It looks like it's a collab with Marley. Man, this was heavy. I really enjoyed that. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I don't have too many notes for this, honestly. The mix is super clean. Maybe a few things that you could clean up in there, but I mean, honestly, really nitpicky things.
Main thing I hear is I'd like to hear a little more air being pushed.
Okay.
Especially coming from like those like soft, airy vocals. feel like you could get more out of them, whether you just turn them up in the mix or actually use some sort of like like a coloring EQ, not necessarily like EQ3. Use something like the Mag EQ or Pultec and try to push like 14K and just really get those high ends nice and crispy and wide and out there. Because mid-range and low-end felt pretty good, you know, mid-low and all that felt like it was balanced well. But that high-end, just like that sizzle, it's like kind of the thing I was missing. And then the other thing I heard was I wanted to hear more from his percussion.
Yep.
So cymbals, rides, you know, anything you can do. Because like this type of track is very playable by a drummer. So make it feel like a drummer's playing it. It's kind of my only note.
Yeah, absolutely. Give it that live feel. I agree
Just
with that.
more cymbals, crashes, rides, variation, shakers and hats, things like that. You know, I kind of just felt like that offbeat, like kind of sounded like a white noise hat to me. I wanted more from the percussion and the cymbals.
I feel that because I do kind of feel like, especially like maybe in like the some of the drop, I kind of got lost a little bit, maybe, you know. Mm-hmm. So I maybe there's more sizzle there from those hats and percussion, adding some different things like that would really help with that feeling, maybe.
Yeah, banger of a tune. The only thing that stuck out to me, because I feel like production's tight mixing wise, but just like a average listener standpoint, there's so much energy from that first drop, and that break is kind of long, but just like a vocal piece that people can just latch onto when they're sitting there, not just having to go from just head nodding to now they're kind of having to wait for it to build back up. Just like a light, airy vocal piece that they could just, as soon as it goes in that breakdown, they have something that they're latching onto. Okay, I'm listening to this vocal now, tell me a story. And then by the time that story's told, it's right back in that heavy section again. Was honestly the only thing that kind of stood out to me, just from like a listener standpoint. I
would have liked a vocal too.
Yeah.
Something like more story building on it, because I felt the atmosphere was there.
Exactly.
But now where's the storytelling on it in between those heavy drops?
Yeah, just to bridge those two heavy pieces together, just that middle space, with just like, because it's got such a big atmospheric space and like foundation for it. Just something to come over the top there in that middle section, just to keep it pushing. Yep. People are just like engaged to that vocal, now they're listening to that, and then once that's gone, you're right back into the heavy drop.
Yeah, man, I think for you, the feedback isn't going to be so much like where to get your tune sounding professional, because they do. I think it's just kind of getting it to where, how do I hook the listener? How do I really engage with them and make them a fan now? Off this track. You know what I mean?
People don't hum the fucking drop or sing the drop. They're singing the stuff in between.
Yeah.
With the vocal.
Yeah, especially in like a heavy mid-tempo set like this, like. Like if you ever seen a Rez set, not to be typical about the artist, right? But there's a lot of those parts where people have their, got their hands in the air, they're fucking singing along to shit, they're dancing, and you want to be able to have your tracks kind of fit that flow so that they want to play your songs. I mean, I know for you're not so worried about other DJs playing your songs, but as your brand grows and you're getting bigger. That's going to be inevitable. So, you might as well, try to make it playable for those kind of artists. You know what I mean? But,
yeah.
All right. Yeah. Nice track. Nice
dope
track,
tune,
Drew.
though.
Yeah. We're on board for that one though, man. That was dope. All right. So our next tune is coming to you from Broken Paper. Broken Paper is a new member to our collective. I don't know much about him, so this is my very first, opportunity to get some exposure to his music here, but this is his new track, High Speed Justice.
It's a fire name.
Yeah. right, Broken Paper. I really dig that vibe, man. That was sick. That was sick, man. We do have some notes though, for sure. I'll let them get into some of the ones they liked. You guys know me. I'm real big on like kicks and shit. I just felt like this one could have had a little bit more body. Could have hit me a little bit harder. And the other main thing for me was it in the second drop. I just felt like that fake out. Like it didn't really like fake me out the way I wanted. I felt like more so it pulled the energy back away from the drop, what you were trying to do, which Damon followed up with that he thought that this should have been the first drop. And
I think you should swap your drops for sure, dude. I think with that fake out, cut more from the fake out, take more space out of it, then drop into that, full drums with offbeat hi-hat on the first one, and then in your second drop kind of bring back your main idea of kind of like a drum and bassy style approach to it. Feels more, or like in arrangement wise, feels more interesting to me, because your first drop was a bit underwhelming. It just felt like the intro just with slightly more turned up, you know what I mean, and a little bit more groove to it. You could have benefited from like maybe a really long, grimy growl Reese type thing to really separate the fact that this was a different idea from the whole intro. Otherwise, I would say just swapping the ideas. Second drop becomes first becomes second, and then that kind of takes care of what I'm saying.
The Reese drop thing though would also give it more of like that Boiler Room vibe. Which is probably like what you're going for. I would imagine. So just something to consider there.
Yeah, I mean, those are all things I agree on for sure. And then one thing I just love too, like any drop sections, an easy way just to add energy, like making it known that this is like the main part right here, is just white noise splash on those, just sort of high. Mm-hmm. You could just be a little short one too, just a. Mm-hmm. But those can go a long way too. And then, some cool fills in there too, but kind of like what Damon is saying, just even add a little bit more to the fills, make them a little more complex, because like the full groove and vibe of the track has so much cool sound design and stuff on, and I would love like a good turnaround fill where you take stuff out and have something splash out, and then you bring everything back in. Is always fun.
Yeah, maybe have a vocal in that area, like one of those kind of typical, drum and bass vocals here would actually be really fun on something like this,
With this type of song too, like stutters that sound completely out and then come back in would fit, I think, very well with this.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a fun one. We had all of us nod like immediately.
Tight
on that one. Yeah,
definitely. And I think this is something that like would do very well in like sync opportunities, like once it's published on the stores and everything, I can imagine
this has a real La Castlevania vibe too.
And I can imagine it being played in a lot of different movie or TV show.
Well, the reason why I said that is John Wick.
John Wick, exactly.
John Wick, and that's all La Castlevania.
Sure. Oh, okay, yeah,
it's
fair.
Like a high-speed chase.
Yeah,
we got
there you go.
Justice.
There you go. Yeah. Absolutely. So really good track, Broke Paper. Appreciate you, man. I know you have another one as well. I don't think we'll make it that far. But again, we will figure out a way to make up for that. So we're moving right along here. I also want to point out in the chat, we have a little bot that's in there, letting you guys know what's going on with us. We do have a live show coming up in San Diego, May 9th at Firehouse. It should be a really good show. We're going to have Phoebe, Dunks, B Rio, and me and Damon.
Shit, come down to San Diego.
Yeah. You're not doing nothing. Month. Yeah, get yourself down there. Get yourself down there. All of you that are in the area and are able to come, we'd love to have you out. Let me know beforehand. That way I can take care of you guys. Yep. Whoop. Phoebe says whoop. Yep. He's ready. You guys can catch him.
My boy Phoebe.
Yep. You guys can catch him with us out at Firehouse. So that is May 9th. All right. We're gonna move right along here. So we're at Fancy K, demo 4 of She's Making Candy, Not Hard Enough for Thicky.
Aha.
All right, and Fancy K, he's got his anime art jocking Drew do a little bit. I see it. All right, let's go.
Her mother finds her a very good girl. Very, very good girl. And the boys, psychologists call it a negative phase. of them feel some stirrings of interest in sex, either openly or secretly. Good girl, good girl. She's making candy, 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 candy. Good girl, good girl. She's making candy, 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 candy. She's making candy, candy. Good girl, good girl. Silly girl. Candy. She's making candy, 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 candy. Tonight, she's making candy. Candy. Good girl, good girl. Silly girl. Her mother finds her a very good girl. And the boys, psychologists call it a negative phase. Good girl, good girl. She's making candy, 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 candy. Good girl, good girl. She's making candy, 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 candy. She's making candy. Good girl, good girl. Silly girl. She's making candy, 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 candy. Silly girl. She's making silly girl. Silly, silly. Silly girl. Silly, silly. Silly girl. She's making candy. She's making candy, 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 candy. Candy. Good girl, good girl. Silly girl. She's making candy, 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 candy. She's making candy, 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 candy.
Yeah, that rolling bass line is sick.
All right, so Fancy K, you're probably gonna hate to hear this, bud. If I were you, dog, I would cut the first 3 minutes in like 3 seconds of this track. I would just ride out this last part and write your track completely around this. Get rid of that vocal, find a better vocal, you know, and like.
She's making
Right there.
That part is sick as
Yep,
fuck.
right there. That's what you need to focus on. That little
That's
end
your
part,
main idea right there. Focus on that
rewrite
and
this
build off
entire
that.
track around that, bro. That's just, if you like, we could give you notes to make this track better, but if you did that at the end and just wrote around that, we wouldn't end up having to give you probably any notes. You're just gonna get this one mixed and mastered, and it's gonna be fire. That's my feedback to you on that, my friend, and that's the honest feedback. Guys, did anybody disagree with me?
I mean, that was we all agreed on that was like the coolest groove. But you have so many other cool sound selection and stuff throughout the track that you could just pull from pieces of that
Totally.
to
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
add
Yeah.
to the arrangement on
Totally.
that. And then
But that being your main idea had the most groove
Yeah.
and definitely pulled all of us, all three were like, oh shit, that's sick. Right at the end of the song.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's not a bad song. Like, it's not like, and I just think they fancy, like, you're getting to the point where I'm hearing songs out of you where like, I don't want to hear something like this. It's just a little too generic for me in some respect. Like, I want you to like focus around that dope idea at the end and really like jump in on your sound design, bro. Like, fucking dive in and expand on that shit, man. Like, you've progressed a lot since we started this a year ago. You know what I mean? So let's hear you like jump up and make this shit, you know, just a little heavier.
And if you absolutely have to use that vocal, put like a vocoder or something on it.
Sure. If you got to do it, if you got to do it. I don't hate the vocal. I just think that right now it doesn't really fit what you got going on. Maybe it would if you wrote around that last part there, bro. But yeah, that's just some feedback for you there, man. We really want you to make this one good. I would go ahead and do it. Let's see what these comments are saying. Palisades, you just be nice to him, dog. That's not what we saying, man. So you know, Palisades being Palisades over here saying it's pretty mid. Not mid. It's not. It's just it can be better. And honestly, we expect more out of you now at this point, bro, because you've been getting to that point. So that's, you know, waiting in Palisades. You just fucking wait, bro. We're getting to you.
Is this will produce in Ableton?
No, actually, I don't know. He might be. I think he is. I'm almost positive.
Just save live set as and fucking delete everything and use that 8-bar loop at the end and build a song off that.
Yeah.
So that you still have your other song too to come back to if you just like absolutely hate it.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right, let's move on to the next one.
Better be Palisades.
No, we're coming close to him though. We're at Hardcase. Hardcase is man, I've like heard so many interesting songs from Hardcase. So I'm really excited to see what he has going for us. Looks like he just wrote this one. Dude, that was sick, man. That was really sick. I think that the kick and the snare could use a little more layering, and obviously you're getting a vocalist on this, which would have been like my only note if you were not working with a vocalist on this. So, good shit, man. I think we kind of all we were in agreement on that too. I mean, there's really not much else. What do you have for notes beyond that? Anything?
Nope. Kick and snare could use some layering.
Yeah.
Obviously, vocalist is going to be sick on this.
Yeah, looking forward to hearing that for sure. It's
Yeah.
got a nice feel to it.
Make sure to send that over to us once it's done with the vocalist, man. I'm excited to see how that pops out. Definitely play around with the snare and the kick though. Do a little layering. Make those a little bit more driving in the track just to keep that track moving forward. But otherwise, good shit, man. I'm up with this one.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, we are moving right along. We are losing battery slowly but surely. So again, we're gonna go until the gears pop off this guy. Yeah, that's where we're at. This is our boy Indigo, or Indigo, if you really know. Space Disco. He always brings the vibes. He's got the brass elements a lot of times, as you guys may remember. I'm really excited to see what he's got going.
Needs more of that.
Just that.
Yeah, you know what, dude? This first of all,
Sick.
Indigo, sick.
Your
This
drums
is-
are amazing. Too.
Yeah,
Good
man,
job.
and
Super
and
good job.
I think it was just a couple of tracks ago that I was tearing you up on your drums and stuff, man. So to hear you like come through like that and with
They
some
pop,
heavy
they
drums,
pop, they punch, they're
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
It feels like somebody's playing that shit in the room. Just fuck
great,
out
man.
the pocket.
It's great.
It's nice, dude.
The one note that we all agreed on and we had was you need more of that vocal, bro. That one that you have at the drop and at the end, like
Use the fuck out of
yeah,
that. Dude.
chop it up. you know, like you do
Doesn't even
shit
have to
with it,
say
bro.
shit.
Like
Dude.
yeah,
just get it all through there.
Just get it in there. Give it that like human element on top of there.
Sprinkle that
too.
shit through
Yeah,
there like
man.
Frank's Red Hot,
absolutely,
bro.
Absolutely. And honestly, will be one of those ones that people fucking play on repeat, man. Really, really cool. Yeah, love it. I got no other notes beyond that, man. Killer track.
Super
Yeah,
fun
for
one.
sure.
I like that a
Absolutely.
lot.
Definitely up there with my favorites so far. So we're gonna keep moving with good shit in to go. Really appreciate you sending that in for some feedback.
Here we go.
Oh, here we go. Now I'm ready. All right. Bounce V2 from Palisades. All right.
Hopefully he doesn't need a V3.
Hopefully he doesn't need a V.
Guaran-
Hopefully he doesn't need a
guaranteed.
V69, dude.
Guaranteed.
God, man.
After we're done, he's gonna have it.
Bounce that booty like you need. I'ma bounce it. Bounce that booty, just say please. I'ma bounce it. Bounce that booty like you need. I'ma bounce it. Bounce that booty, just say please. I'ma bounce it. Bounce that booty like you need. I'ma bounce it. Bounce that booty, just say please. I'ma bounce it. Bounce that booty like you need. I'ma bounce it. Bounce that booty, just say please.
All right, that's enough of that.
Well, we have a few notes.
My first note is here's my thing, bud. Here's my thing, bud. Like I've heard your music now for over a year. You know, longer than that because we've been in the Discord with Dr. Fresh. I just feel you doing the same things over and over and over and over again, and just like expecting us to eventually like it. And that's fine, man. But like, I just feel like you're too talented to do that. That's my very first note. All right, because like, you know, there needs to be some more space in here. First of all, you're throwing every single sound at us, man. Like Damon made a good point. He's like, this sounds like when you're looking at a sample pack, and they have the song that has every single sample from the sample pack, so that you can hear, the demo song, so that you can hear what's in there. That's like what I feel like you just gave me right now, and like, yeah, you're too talented for that, bud. It's just you gotta hone in more, dog. Like, and I don't mean like have 15-hour sessions. I mean like really just like hone in more, dog. Like, you know what I mean? You know, like you need to stop what you're doing and like really evaluate like your tracks if this is like where you're going right now. You know,
You could pull out half the sounds in this and figure out how to get a groove out of half of what you're using without it all being on the downbeat. You know what I mean? Move stuff around, open up some space, and don't clutter the idea.
And also, what happened to the kick in your like dubstep part? Like, I'm not against that. Like,
the halftime part's sick.
The halftime part's actually pretty cool, and that's where all the sounds actually kind of make sense. But there's no kick. It's like it disappeared, and then all of a sudden, your house part came back for the hard ba 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 ba, and I felt all kick. And also on that note, that's the only low end I felt in the whole song. It's from the kick.
Low end from the synth word.
Yeah, it felt like you had no like synth sub in there at all. So. Ian had to slide back further to see if it was just where we were sitting, but it was not. There's problems there. So you got work to do, man. I think that you're better than this though at this point. That's my feedback for you right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of dope sounds, but I think, just taking stuff away, giving more space to let those sounds actually, like, be more intentional and would add more groove, too, instead of everything on, like, the one and just, stretching stuff out, take a sound, flip it backwards, put it in a different space, and just see what other kind of patterns you can come up with, because there's some really cool sounds and textures in there. Just, I think, less would be more, given space between, kind of like what Damon said. Could just make it a little more intricate, at least for what I hear.
Definitely. You have a second track that we probably won't get to, but unfortunately because of our battery situation, again, we will figure out a way to make up for all of that. So sorry guys on that one, but Palisades, thank you for sending that in. Thank you for letting us tear you up. I know it's not easy to hear that, especially live. But that's what we all sign up for when we submit.
He's used to no foreplay.
Hey man, I submitted to Space Yacht a few months ago, and I had Space Yacht tear us up the same way. You can ask B Rio, and Ambition. You know what I mean? It's just the way it goes. Sometimes you got to hear it. All right, we're moving on. Oh, this is my fucking guy right here. This is Vacol. You've heard some of his tracks before. We did just release him for our 1 year anniversary, Detonate It.
Yep.
You guys see that down underneath there. Make sure you guys go and stream that wherever you guys get your music. It is a wonderful track. I'm so proud to have that on the label. And I'm really excited that he wanted to share this ID with us. So let's go ahead and get into this.
You don't think about tomorrow. You don't drink off all your sorrows. All the things you love found hollow. And when I'm next to you, I feel like there's no tomorrow. Wherever you go, I'd follow. Give you something that's not hollow. When I'm next to you, when I'm next to you.
Sorry, man. We love it. We just wanted to hear that pitch bend. It's so unique how you like take it right to the edge.
It feels like it's right on the edge of going out of key, and it's super interesting. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm really here for that. That was awesome. I think I've had a chance to hear this before. This is really cool, man. Like I said, I just think you're such a complete producer, and it's a really good song. Can't wait to hear the original as well. Looks like this is a remix from somebody. So yeah, excited to hear all of it.
I love the arrangement on it. Everything's perfect.
You're our guy, man. We got love for you here on the Hotkey Collective, man. Anything?
Fire. I remember recognized the name from last session I was here, and it was another heater. So yeah, clearly you're still got it.
you still got it, man. So actually this is a good segue. You guys probably heard some of the bass patches in there, some of the sound design, and we're thinking like, dang, man, if only I had some presets like that. And lucky for you, we are releasing a preset pack for Hotkey Collective. You'll be able to get sounds made from Vacolt, yours truly, me and Damon, CmdEsc, Munchkin Cat, Boss. We have a couple other guys that are going to be helping out. Thicky, B Rio is going to be contributing as well. Pete from Marie Edeleon is going to be making some sounds. So it's going to be a really fat pack. You'll also get with Fat Pack.
The Hotkey Collective Fat Pack.
Fat Pack. And we're going to be also giving the complete Hotkey music catalog away with that purchase of that preset pack. So keep an eye out for that. We'll have more details for that. We'll be releasing it right around the time of our show there in San Diego. So, very, very excited for that. So if you guys are looking for some presets, we got you.
Nice.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on to Phoebe, who's
There he is.
another one of our guys. Again, we'll be taking the stage with him in San Diego next month, and maybe this is a little preview of what we'll be hearing. Oh, end of mix in for Jordan. Oh, I'm so fucking proud, man. Huh. I'm gonna bring it to the break, though.
Release yourself to the unknown. When you trust the not knowing, you will grow beyond the tension. You are here to discover the deepest truth.
Yo, dude, I like that. I definitely like that one, man. That's one I would be happy to
Don't
have
worry,
on.
I won't tell anybody what your reference track was on that one. We'll keep that between us.
Damon's convinced what it was.
Don't
as to what
say
it
it out
was.
loud.
But yeah, this would be one I'd be happy to have on Hockey Collective, man. This is a sick track. I think for us, we were kind of in collective about this, that we just lost a little too much energy coming into your build sections. You know, you gotta like keep a hat rolling or doing something there that just kind of keeps that energy up. The drops are just so heavy that like the energy needs to continue in those areas. But otherwise, you know, honestly, oh yeah, and there's a really nasty snare that comes
Right at the
in.
end of the first drop.
Right at the end of the first drop. You probably heard it right now. I feel like it was just
It was an accident. It's okay. Dude.
Yeah,
you forgot to turn
you
off.
forgot
that
to turn
track.
off something probably, or like you turned something
Shit
on.
happens, dude.
You automated something on that shouldn't have.
Dude,
and
I
it's,
just forgot
you
to
know.
collect all and save and send a fucking project to a cult. So shit happens. Dude.
Yeah,
Don't worry
dude,
about it.
absolutely. Like a rookie, dude. Like a rookie. And I also asked him last night, hey, has your computer been working good or should I bring mine? And he said, no, computer's working great. And gets down here and battery's fucked. So we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes.
All right, Jordan fed back.
Jordan fed back. I was spelling fed back last night. I couldn't get off it. I was stuck on it for some reason.
Fed back.
Yeah, so that's my name now apparently.
Jordan fed back.
Jordan fed back. All right, Kazami. She's a Hawaiian-based artist. One of the couple of females that are in our collective. I'm really hoping to grow that number out. It'd be really nice to not have only males in the Discord all the time. I love you guys, but you know, it'd be nice to have a little bit more female presence around. So I'm really excited that she decided to submit to us. This is her new track, or new ID at least, No Sleep. All right, that was dope. It's a very playable song, something that I could see throwing in your sets, you know, and people really vibing out to it, especially kind of after hours vibes, you know. Ian had a good note though. Why don't you go ahead and lay that one?
Yeah, I mean, dope tunes, definitely a chugger, which I love some techno chug for sure. But there's that melody that comes in, bum, bum, and then there's like a response part to it. And earlier in the song, the response is like you can barely hear it. It's like you have like a light, some kind
It's
of
like a
synth.
ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like an xylophone. Like it's really almost what it sounds like. You're like kind of just ding 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 ding. Or,
Yeah, so
you
either
know.
like bringing up the volume or like another sound, because when the second drop comes in, you let that full melody play out with the same synth. But just that first part I heard, because I was like trying to like hear what the response part was. So maybe just a little bit louder with that sound, or just another tone or synth.
And when you come in on drop 2, it kind of gets lost back there in the mix almost. Like I'm almost like, wait, where is it? Like I really like was trying to listen for that little sound. So I think coming up with a bit something that cuts through the mix a little harder, or just bringing that up louder would be a good play for sure.
Yeah, that's all I had.
And then going from like first, like from intro to verse, you introduce the synth and the vocal at the same time. It kind of happens a bit abruptly. I would recommend maybe introducing the vocal first and then waiting
Sure.
for the synth to come in. Maybe bring the synth in, 8 bars later, or wait until you actually break. Just because, introducing both of those at the same time, like I said, it's a bit shocking. It was like, oh shit, okay, here we go, here's the next section. Whereas I think if you just saved one of those, it could help with your arrangement and keeping it interesting as time goes.
Yeah, and you have a 4-minute song, so like don't be in a rush to like get it done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like take your time to introduce elements and really bring us into this track. Like I said, it's a fun track. It's something that you could play out in the club, especially in an after hours setting.
Patrick would have played this like easy.
Yeah,
I see him playing
for sure.
this.
Patrick Reza, I could definitely see him playing this. He did kind of play like an after hours set in Hollywood a couple months ago, and I definitely could have seen him doing this in his.
He was
in
playing
his
like
set.
Alice DJ and
So-
all kinds of stuff. His is
For sure.
definitely something that fits
No, for
those
sure.
type of
Yeah.
sets for sure.
Absolutely. So, cool track here. Really appreciate you sending us this one. Be sure to keep them coming, man. We really want to hear more music from you. So, all right, moving right along here. We're on to Nexus, who I believe is a new member of our collective, or he's coming from the Thick Chord, one or the other. Either way, though, he has a DNB ID for us, so I think we can be excited about this one.
In the case of nuclear or radiological fallout, people living around potential targets such as military bases and chemical plants
was sick.
Yeah.
Yo, that was really sick right there at the end, bro. I would have even liked to hear you do that, like, before the drop, dude. Like, that might have been really dope. Like, build the tension all the way to that, and then had that fall right into the... Oh, man. You'd have gotten us partying, like, right away. But the main thing for me was the kick. Man, kick needed to be driving in this track, and it just wasn't.
You need to layer your kick and snare a little more, get a heavier side chain through it. You can over side chain and then bring back the dry wet, and that'll help it not feel like it's ducking so much, but get it to pop through. And then also I would use a little bit of transient shaper on top of that and layering. You just got to get those drums hot with this type of shit. It has to just fucking click through.
They got to sizzle, man. They really, really do. They got to. You know, that's the main part of this kind of music.
Yeah, that was the main thing. Just the drums, just some crispier, punchy.
I'm excited to hear the 6-minute version of this, though. Honestly,
man,
I really am. Like,
No, it's
absolutely.
sick.
No,
it's
absolutely.
really
That's
some
fair.
fun sounds and wicked groove. Yeah, some really fun textures in there.
And really cool artwork, man. We were all commenting about how much we like that like Adult Swim vibe, or gentlemen or ladies or whatever you guys are. We really sick all around vibes, man. Really like this. Good job.
Yep.
Good job.
That's tight.
All right, next track here. Hey, it's me, V9. All right, dude. That's what I like to hear, Blaster. Getting into the weeds on this one, man.
Fucking A, man. We're not giving up.
Let's hear
Version
this.
9.
Let's hear
go.
this, Blaster. Blast us away.
Hey, it's me. I know we haven't spoken in a while, and things have been weird. Hey, it's me. Things have been weird. Hey, it's me. Call me sometime, okay? Hey, it's me. I know we haven't spoken in a while, and things have been weird. It's me. Hey, call me sometime, okay? Hey, it's me. Hey, it's me. Hey, it's me. It's me. Hey, it's me. It's me. Hey, it's me. Hey, it's me. Hey, it's me. Hey, it's me. I hope you're doing really good. I just wanted to let you know that I miss you. Call me sometime, okay? Hey, that I miss you. Miss you. Hey, it's me. Hey, it's me. Hey, it's me. Hey, it's me. Maybe you could come visit me in the summer.
Hey man, that was sick. We're not cutting it because we don't like it. Just we're watching our battery die slowly but surely. So we're just trying to cut through a little bit. So one thing that we noticed here right away was you're using that phone sample a little too heavy, bud. You're coming around just like just with it like a lot. You know, in the build, like once you get close to the drop, it's fine. You use it that much, that's totally cool. But you're killing your vibes a little bit with the phone sample and the lady talking. I think if you gave that some space, even a couple of calls from an annoying ex is too much, right? So like, let it just be a couple calls until like right at that build almost drop part. You know, when you're really building the tension there. The lead sound you're using at the drop, I think that like you could sidechain that, and Ian made a good point about just processing it a little harder or layering it and just kind of making it a little bit more interesting to give you some groove there.
Just to like fill up the space. It feels like it's skinny when it comes in. Right. But maybe just spread it a little bit, some reverb to fill up the stereo image a bit, and then some sidechain on it. Just
Absolutely.
make it feel bigger when it just comes in, like it hits your face.
Yeah. No, I agree with that 100%. So, you know, I think doing those things right there will really it'll go a long way with this track, because this and also too, you need to push that sub a little harder there underneath, because you really want the track to be like boom, 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 boom. If you played this in a warehouse, it needs to shake the warehouse. You know what I mean? You don't want to be underwhelming in the warehouse, or people are going to start leaving to the next event. You know, so that's the vibes you gotta hit on those levels. Damon, you got anything for him?
You guys hit the mark.
Hit the mark. All right.
Yeah, it's fun. I like all the melodic elements are really fun. I think the range of it's cool. Yeah, it's a fun tune.
Yeah, good shit, Blaster. I like it, man. You're coming along, dude. Really coming along. Nocturnal is another one of our female producers. We're really happy to have her in the Discord. I think I've heard one or two things from her, but this is really going to be my first real exposure over some nice speakers here. Yeah, no, name's really cool. I'm really into the logo too. I think it's the branding is really strong with this, so it's a really nice thing for you to lean into. All right, let's get into this.
Oh, don't stop, breathe until you feel no more. That's it till you drop. Roll your body on the floor. Oh, don't stop, breathe until you feel no more. That's it till you drop. Roll your body on the floor. Body on the floor.
Nocturnal. That was dope. Oh,
Went to the next one.
Phoebe Forest started playing, dude. It's because it's related somehow. Nocturnal, that was really good. We were all vibing to that over here. The soundscape was awesome. The drums were hitting with the exception of the kick.
God, if you make that kick just fucking slam, this song is so good, dude.
The rest of the percussion, though, so good. I mean, everything was hitting here except that
I love
kick.
it.
Yeah, you put that kick in there, DJs will play the fuck out of this, honestly. This will be one, like, especially like when you do that, like, that we pull everything out and the bass is just like, woo, like, bro, people are gonna lose their fucking minds when you drop that. And I mean, bro, in the most non-gendered way possible, like dude. But yeah, no offense there.
Yeah, this belongs on like Team Supreme, or like belongs in a G Jones set, or just something fucking wonky. Like, I love it, dude. It's seriously so good.
Indigo says this is some wonky glonky shit.
Yes,
fuck with
it's
it.
so,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Hey, good night to Indigo. Good night to Indigo's still here. Thank you, buddy, for staying with us. Good night to Fancy K. Fancy, I saw you said you were rewriting that track. We can't wait to hear that, man. Make sure to send it. But yeah, back to Nocturnal, dude. Keep the shit running. Either turn that kick up, really, up to zero, or find a new kick, layer that kick. Make sure that's hitting harder, and you really have something right here. Seriously, do the release right.
Yeah, fire. This is probably one of the favorite things I've heard in a while, honestly.
Yeah,
It's super sick.
I would put that, like, other than
It's
Vocold's
super
track, I'd say
sick.
this is my favorite of the night so far, minus that
Indigo,
kick.
Indigos too.
Oh, Indigos, yeah, Indigos
That's
was
just
sick.
really good.
I had to vibe hard as fuck to Indigos,
Yeah.
but Nocturnal, Indigo, Vocold, so far, you
Figure
guys
out the
are the top.
figure out the kick thing and send this to us again so we can hear it, because this is fire.
Or if you need some help with the kick, let us know. We'll do a session with you or something. Knock it out on a VC or Zoom, and we'll give you some notes and some pointers. Definitely check in with us. Yeah, let's get this one
I
cracking.
need a bounce of that at some point.
Yeah,
Need
man.
that
We're gonna need that. We might need to play that out in San
Yeah,
Diego
that
next
shit's
month. So
sick.
definitely hook us up with that.
Yeah, I'd play the hell out of that.
Oh yeah, I can't. I need that.
Uh-oh.
Criminal second track you submitted, all right? And this is Criminal Agent with their "I'll Be Fine" whip.
Been waiting for my moment, just sitting, wishing, hoping that my time will come and I'll make it out. But tonight, no one can tell me that it's over for me now. I decide what, when, and how to live my life. I'm alive, that is all that really matters to me here. I'm the captain and I'll steer. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Live my life. I'm alive. That is all that really matters to me. I'm the captain and I'll steer. I'll be fine. Live my life. But tonight no one can tell me that it's over for me now. I decide what, when, and how to live my life. I'm alive and that is all that really matters to me here. I'm the captain and I'll steer. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. But tonight no one can tell me that it's over for me now. I decide what, when, and how to live my life. I'm alive and that is all that really matters to me here. I'm the captain and I'll steer. I'll be fine. I'll be to live my life.
Okay, Criminal. I like some things that you're doing in here. You have the idea really down, and I actually like the vocal. It falls out of key in some places and is out of tune there, but it's not a bad vocal at all. And I get what you're going for. I think that you're pushing everything super hard through a limiter and slamming it. And if you just didn't do that so hard, you'd get a little bit more dynamic dynamic range, like with your sounds and stuff. But I mean, there's a lot of things in here that I think we all heard. Damon heard a couple of things that felt off time, I think you said.
Yeah, you lose. Well, you're out of key. So I don't know if it's your synths that are out of key or if it's your vocal. You need to pick.
Right.
Tune to one.
Sure.
Obviously, I would tune to the vocal because that's probably going to be the easiest. And then you're losing time. They fall out of time pretty bad. So I would just throw on a metronome, get them warped right.
Yeah. Don't push things so hard.
And balancing the track out as far as mixing goes. Not everything seems like it's fighting to be at the top. Pick what's the main focus here. You know what I mean, and mix from there.
Yeah, I mean, even just volume reduction on some level. Like, if everything sounds like it's hitting at the exact same volume, you know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the vocal was really, for me, just like some level-wise, it was just getting lost in the rest of the track. And then some of the timing towards the end, it just felt like it wasn't quite locked in. And that was, like, honestly, the only thing that stuck out to me. But, yeah, everything else, groove-wise, the style of it, I mean, you nailed, like, a style of tune, for sure.
Yeah, the person who's tracked this they said that listening to key has not been a strong side. No, and I hear that, man. I think I struggle with it a little bit sometimes too. You know, just not being classically trained in music. You know, if that's your case as well, it can be tough. I think that obviously the more you do, the more you sit there and listen and A/B things and learn what keys sound like, really diving in that regard, I think will help a lot. Also too though, just like sample selection, you know, like samples tell you what key they're in. And you can double check, but put
a tuner on it.
But
or check the main format with the EQ if you don't have a tuner.
Sure, absolutely. Don't just trust what they say. But in that regard though, like, if you're making a track in G, like, find some samples that are in G. Like, that'll help stay in key. Like, you know what I mean? When you're on the piano reel, make sure you're in key. You know what I mean? Just things like that. Little simple things can really make a big difference.
And if, what probably happened here is my guess is you probably had a song written and then you found a vocal that you liked, but the vocal is in a different key of the song that you wrote. So tune everything to that vocal, because the vocal, trying to change the key of that, you're going to notice more. But taking everything else and just tuning it to what that vocals key is in is going to be your best bet if you absolutely have to have that vocal.
Sure. He says besides the vocals, he uses synths for everything else.
That's easy. So just change the MIDI note.
Yeah, just change the MIDI note. It should be that simple. And if it is the MIDI note's in the right key and it's still falling out of key, then there's something weird with your sound. Like the sound design, right? I mean,
well, it depends if it's a vocal sample or...
Well, not just vocal sample, but like synth and shit like that. Like if those sounds are falling out of key at all, like it's something with the sound, right? I mean,
yeah, you might have some phasing or something going on inside the synth,
right?
That's making it detune.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Cool. So yeah, I think you got some notes there that you can build off of. I think the biggest thing here to take away is that you have a solid idea of how to write a song and arrangement, and that's a really good place to be building off of. Keep writing tracks. The more tracks you write, the better you're gonna get. You know, that's what we recommend. You know, just continue to get better every day, right? So, Mamba mentality.
That's it.
All right, let's move on to our next track. We have Misguided with Come Together. So these last two submissions have been from the Thick Chord. Our boy Thicky has brought these people over. I believe we also, Thicky's next as well. So, Thick Chord coming in heavy here. Okay, Misguided. This is sick, bro. You got some sounds and you got some ideas in here. I think tightening up the idea a little bit is gonna help. You had like a weird section right here. Let me just play it for you. Okay, so it's this section right here. We just found like that. That if I did that right, it just was a little weird, dude. It kind of threw us off a little bit, and then you also got down into this part over here at the end, which felt like a completely different song. So like, why not cut that weird section and maybe get rid of the second part of the drop that's very similar to the first and get into this like more melodic section. Get into like this part, bro. Like doom 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 doom. Yeah, man. I think just play with the arrangement here, man. Obviously, those are just like a couple of like spitballing ideas we had, but
yeah, just some arrangement stuff because that end groove right there, that one was like I felt like the most tight, locked-in groove portion of the whole thing. Some sections were just a little busy. I'm not sure if this is planning on having anyone spit over the top of this one because it has got some 6 sections where you could definitely have someone hit some bars. But yeah, just a couple of things. Some of the section just seemed like some pieces were kind of fighting for the main room of what you were trying to shine in that moment, and then maybe just some adjustment tweaks on the arrangement a little bit. But it carries a fun vibe all the way through. It's definitely got a cool ring to it.
Yeah, definitely. Sad you missed this one. It was right up your alley, actually. But I will send to you to check out later.
Sick.
So okay, all right, man. Moving along. Our battery is hanging in here with us, just like you guys are. I appreciate it. We're on to Thicky. This is Digital Rain. Thicky, good shit, bud. Man, I can't believe just how much your music has come along in the last year, man. Really awesome, dude. This is, again, our 1 year anniversary of Hotkey Collective. So everybody started with us a year ago. And, man, Thicky, this is amazing, dude.
You've made big improvements over the last year,
dude.
for sure.
Definitely. So now for the undressing part. So, yeah, man, I feel like some percussion in your build sections would really help. I kind of got stale, and with how energetic your drops are, I think you need to keep the energy going a little bit in the builds there with some percussion. Just some snare builds, hat builds, whatever, your cymbal builds, whatever you want to do, but you need to do something in those areas to help keep that moving.
I'd like to hear some more dynamics as far as like with your synth work. Everything's just like in your face, right? So try playing with, dynamically bringing stuff front to back in each sound, and then also left to right. You know what I mean? You can get like very 3D with the mixing creatively with this, and it won't make it feel like it's just loud sounds or too many sounds in your face. With this type of music, it can get very repetitive and just like, okay, it's just the same head bobbing motion. So get creative with your panning and your compression and using volume or filter to make things feel like they're coming from like the back of the room to the front of the room, or like from way far away to like boom in your face. You can get really creative with it dynamically in that sense, in a creative aspect.
Yeah.
Not mixing, not talking about mixing. I'm saying creatively, like push those around.
Yeah. And it won't affect how loud it is or anything, dude. It's just
automate it.
Automate it. Like I think that'll make a big difference in there for sure. Any other notes to add on top of that?
I mean, yeah, those are pretty much it. I mean, it's a sick track. So I really like the sound selection a lot. It's got a nice groove that just right on, chugging along, moving the track forward. But yeah, really like the sound selection throughout.
Cool, man. I mean, I think how's that for feedback for you compared to what you used to get? Man. You're really coming along, dog, and we're
arrangements
proud.
are there.
Yeah, man, your arrangements.
Drums are there. Sound selection's good.
There was a little weird thing on your second drop that Damon heard too. You said it.
I get what you're trying to do with like that, like delaying one beat type deal, but I feel like the timing's slightly wrong on it. Like, I don't know, you need to move things around for that, like that second drop with that like, what do you call that? Where it's like it feels like it drops a bar late, like you're adding a bar into it, right? I think that's what you're trying to do, but timing wise, it feels off. Okay. So I'd play around with that.
Yeah, just use your ear on it. Just make it a little feel. All right, so we are rolling strong. Pyramid. I know Pyramid's been waiting. He's in the chat. Here he is. Pyramid. Good shit right there, man. There was a part I didn't understand what was really happening, and it was like coming into the drop.
You
Like,
take too long to get to the point.
yeah, man.
You psyched me out too many times.
Yeah, that's really. I mean, and maybe you weren't trying to psych us out, but like that's what it felt like you were trying to do, and it
The
just took
first
too
part
long.
of it was cool because it was like cutting out, and then there was a point where I expected just fat 808, and you kept going.
Yeah, exactly, and it kind of like drew my attention away from the track, and then when you finally got into like what I would call the actual drop, it
was too late.
It was too late. Yeah, it was kind of too. I mean, it was cool though. I like that. So I just think like if you cut out some of that weird section and like
cut the fake out in half.
Yeah, cut the fake out in half. I think you have a really solid song here, and something that'll be really, really listenable to for people that have it in playlists and are working out or whatever. Man, this is something that people would run back a couple of times.
Hey, and join our Discord and come up into the Light Up VC and get ripped with us next time we're gonna do something like this.
Yeah, man, definitely. I think you're in the thick chord also. If you are and you're not in ours, definitely hit up Thicky for an invite. I think you got the chops here to join. So
the Light Up VC, we could all get ripped and talk about your sci-fi.
Yeah, we can talk about your sci-fi ideas and help you out. I like this though, man. I think you're onto something here.
Pretty dope.
Yeah, definitely. And Ian's back for everybody.
We back. Sorry, guys.
Oh, good.
IG in the house.
All right, so IG in the house. We're running strong once again. This is Casual Dialect. Here he's a. What's your official title here at
advisor
Icon?
here at Icon. So
Okay. So he's in.
If anyone's interested, holler at your boy.
Absolutely. Hit him up on
graduate.
Instagram. And he's an alumni here as well. We'll hopefully be putting out some music from him here soon, and never know, we might catch him on a live show with us as well. So definitely keep up with him on social media. Where can we find you?
Yeah, just at Casual Dialect. No fancy spelling or upside down
Sweet.
A's, V's, trap V's.
Yeah. They are triangles. But
Just on the logo, not
just
in
on the
everything
logo.
else.
That's it. So, all right, we're jumping into the next track. This is Motive Bravo with 11302464 bars 136. We're gonna have to work on the naming scheme for this, but let's go ahead and run into it. Motive Bravo, man. Bravo. What a cool track, dude. We need to work on the name for this, and you need a second drop. But it's fucking dope, dude. Kick needs to hit a little harder. It needs to drive this track forward a little bit more. But otherwise, man, it's fucking really cool.
We were just saying, this is a song that you would get in Beatport under DJ Tools, because you use this song to tempo change from somewhere in the mid to high 120s into the songs that are 130 plus. You know what I mean?
Me and Damon would absolutely play this in our set so we could start bringing the energy.
This
up,
is the song I would use to get out of our songs to play a Vocult song.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. So yeah, I would tighten this up, man. It looks like you wrote this 4 months ago. Like, get in there and finish this, man. This is cool. Don't waste any more time.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, everything's here in the song. The groove is nasty. Sound selection, the placement of the little hits here and there, the stereo imaging, the spread on some of those sounds
Balanced
is
well. Yeah.
really balanced well. It reminds me of like some Adam Bear, Umek
Yeah,
type
yeah,
vibes.
yeah.
And even like when it goes to the end, you kind of filter right out. I would just duplicate that first drop and just go straight back into it. And then you have a second section into the outro, and that thing's fully arranged and ready to rip.
Absolutely.
Super sick.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Really cool stuff right here. I like this track a lot. Thank you for sending this one in.
Yeah, it's
Sick.
dope.
Yeah. All right, cool. We moving on. We got another song about acid from Winter, and it is dubstep. All right, let's hear it.
Jug's bad.
Well, man, it's like you go through life thinking that you're an individual, good, and then you realize that you're more than that. Good. We're all just one big individual, good. Oh, man, where am I? Ooh, baby, get down, good. Is this my house? Boys, LSDs, babe. World is so small. I'm free. I'm free.
Sweet, dude. Totally killer. That guy's totally tripping.
All right, that was a fun song. That was really fun. I just think you need to kick the BPM up like to 70, like 10 if it's at 60, because that's what it kind of felt like.
It's low 60s for sure.
Yeah.
64, I thought. But
It could be, yeah. Go up just a little bit.
if you got it to 70, 72, be perfect.
You just give a little bounce to it, dude, you know? Oh, dude, Winter says it's 120.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
No,
So 60 is half of 120.
half time. It's
yeah,
half time. So
okay.
it's 60.
Yeah, 60. Okay.
So maybe
So
70.
yeah, dude. So
Or
I'd bump it up to
140.
I'd bump it up to 140. Yeah, I'd kick it to 140, dude, and let it be halftime on the 140. I think it would give it way more bounce. Oh, sorry, halftime. Yeah, no, we got you, bro. No worries, we understand. So yeah, definitely try that out. I think you'd find that this gets a little bit more playable for people. But it's a fun song. Sound design's sick.
I love
dude.
the sampling.
Yeah,
well done on the sampling.
Perfect placement. The vocal samples, super gnarly bass tones. Yeah, it's fun.
Hell yeah. All right, we're rounding the corner here, so I think we're getting close to the end of our first set of submissions. Let me see how many more we got. Yeah, guys, let's get after it. Be Rio with 19. This is actually some Fred Durst vocals. I was able to give him a little feedback on this on an early iteration, so I'm hoping that he's taken some of those notes and he's running
that
with
picture's from Woodstock 99.
it is.
Yeah.
It is from when they told them to tear this motherfucker down.
That's
yes.
badass. Dude, the documentary about this is insane.
Absolutely. All right, let's get after this one.
just start rocking on the plywood. You know, I'm partying with you guys. You know, I want to be out here in the crowd with you. This is amazing. The most amazing adrenaline pumping moment that I've ever experienced, and I was so amped and ready to rock. You know, it is what it is. It was just me doing my thing. We walked on stage, and it was that wave of people bouncing as far as you could see. And it was the most amazing adrenaline pumping moment that I've ever experienced. And I was so amped and ready to rock, and we just did what we do.
Let me see you put your hands up. 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 See you put your hands
Caesar, good shit, man. I like that track. You've definitely taken some of the notes and have done well with this. There's no low end in here though. It's like all top and mid. Like, you know, there's no kick sub. It feels like your bass line's lacking that sub layer as well. So definitely get back in there and figure that out. Work with that a little bit and give us that low end that we're expecting. You know, I think that was something that was really lacking for us. You know, what else would you guys hear in there?
I feel like your break was too long. Like it loses energy. You know, you take out all the percussion, you bring in that sample, and it just feels too drawn out. I think you could get into the build faster and maybe have a longer second drop or a longer first drop, one or the other, to fill that space so your song's not too short.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. As far as that sub note, by the way, if you're not using a dedicated sub and you're relying on, like, you know, just like the sub that's coming out of that preset or sound that you designed or sample, make sure you put a dedicated sub up in there. I think that would be really helpful.
I always use operator. That's my go-to.
Operator, dude.
Operator, yeah. You know, operator. Serum 2 though has been pretty awesome for just about everything.
Yeah. Honestly though, before Serum, dude, all my subs were with operator.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, operator is still a classic plugin in VST. So
makes such a good.
Yeah,
sub.
great synth. It's a great synth. So those are a couple things. Also, me and Ian both agreed on this one. If you're in the first drop, right when you drop it, you do the dun 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 dun, dun and you drop into your drop, and then you do it again in drop 2.
Change the notes.
Either change the notes or bring the vocal back before the drop. Like, you know, like have the coolest part of that Woodstock sample. Have them say a little phrase like, "Oh man, it was an amazing time," or something, you know, and drop into the drop there instead of just throwing the same thing at us that we already heard. Because you're trying to convince the listener that they want to stick around and hear this drop. Or if it's a DJ, you're trying to convince that other DJ you want to play both drops, dude. You need to play both drops because this is sick as fuck and people are going to lose their mind. But if they feel like they're getting the same thing back and forth, dude, they're not going to be into it. You know, so just keep us interested. Keep the listener going, dude. But it's a really cool idea. A lot of fun here, I think, you know.
And if you haven't seen Woodstock 99, go watch it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'm
I
sure you
recommend.
Seen it.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying that to anybody that has
Yeah. Anything else to add to that?
I mean, yeah, you guys covered it. Just a little more low end body I wanted to feel because the track's got such good energy, but I just wanted to feel feel it on the low end side of things.
He wants to be touched. He wants to be touched by your low end.
I want to be kicked in the forehead.
Yeah, exactly.
Fred Durst.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, dude, he's talking about one of the moments that like they almost destroyed Woodstock, you know.
No,
like
they did destroy
Woodstock. They did. You're right. That's fair enough. They did.
They burned the motherfucker down.
So make sure that
Let's burn this motherfucker down.
Yeah, right. So make sure this is befitting of that moment.
Yeah, like know? I want to feel that sub bass and jump in there like Fred Durst in that picture.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
When it hits, it should be like, like that.
Yeah, like people should be mosh pitting during this track. Like, you know, they should hear this bass house track and start a mosh pit. You know, and that's the vibes where we want to go for here. So good shit here, but keep at it. There's things to be done. All right, we're up to Schlep. Oh man, I haven't heard from Schlep in a good while. I'm excited to hear this. He's got a couple questions for us. How is the composition and arrangement? Does the 4-kick transition thing work? And what would you have done differently and why? Ooh, all right, man. I feel like I'm in school at these questions. I love it, dude. Let's do it.
Okay, tape's rolling. Anytime you want.
Round and still catch him at beat downs.
schlep. Dude, no schlepping on you, man. No fucking schlepping on you, bro. Come in the Discord more often. We really would love to hear more of this. This is amazing, man. Everything hit for me really well. Damon had a note that maybe the kick could use a little bit more sub.
Yeah, I try to sneak more sub through if you can. Obviously, I would need to see what it looks like on meters, because you don't want to make it phase.
Yeah,
but I feel like if this goes to a bigger system, that kick might need a little more sub.
Yeah, maybe tap in with Phoebe. Phoebe has some software where he's able to it checks as if like it was being played on a big system, and if it's lacking sub, it'll let you know. That might be somebody to just tap in with to check the track for you. Because we felt good about me and Ian felt good about the kick here in the studio on the dynos, but Damon's got a great point. I mean, scaling up to a larger system, if somebody's playing it in a club or a festival, which this is very much up somebody's alley to do. I think that you just want to be careful of that.
The 4-kick transition thing does work, by the way.
Yes.
I like it.
Absolutely.
I like that it was a minimal approach to getting to the main idea. I liked it a lot.
Absolutely. And what would you have done differently, and why?
I would have left it. I would have changed anything, man. It's a super dope tune. It's
awesome.
Really, really, I love the complexity with all the sounds, but you put them right in the same. You give them all the space to work, and I love how you go mid-side with everything, and you just it's really, really well done. I like
Very
it a lot.
much in the pocket.
Yeah,
perfect.
Super sick groove, and everything is tucked in right where it's supposed to be.
Yep.
Really, really fun. Dope tune.
Absolutely. And outside of that sub note on the drums, again, just crisp work, man. Really hitting it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. All right, we're here on to Andrew Weiss with Sweet Emotion. Andrew, sick track, dude. You just joined the collective today, man. We're happy to have you aboard, man. This is you got some dope tunes. This is right up a lot of our alleys. Very cool. Only real note we had was I think the delay during the drops on the vocal was just a little. The wet knob is turned up a little too high.
I would dial back that echo or delay on those vocals during the drops. That's it. Other than that, dude, this is a very well written track. Arrangements on point. I didn't feel bored of it at any point. So.
Yeah. Just maybe draw the curve on like the automation that you have going for the delay. Like if you're just automating it at the end of the sample or whatever, just like draw that curve a little harder so that it just cuts out a little bit more, you know, because it's just a lot. But otherwise, it's really good, dude. Vocals solid. Something that I could see, you know, like your main stage DJ really playing. Honestly, it's really good.
Yeah, that's all I got. Yeah, what you said, really well put together tune.
Cool, man. Hell yeah, good shit.
All the way through. Nicely done.
Attaboy, Andrew. Appreciate that, man. Well, everybody who's still with us, thank you guys for sticking with us this long. We know these 2-hour sessions aren't easy on everybody, so thank you guys for hanging out and listening to everybody's tune. We're gonna end here on Vacol and his new track Entwine. He's almost done with it. But no, I'm really excited for this one. We've given Vacol a lot of good feedback on this, I think, and he's really written a banger of a track. Vacol, we will send you feedback on this privately. We're gonna end the stream here on your track. And just let it ride out, man. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Once again, I am Jordan, and this is Damon. We're Command Escape. This is IG, a.k.a. Casual Dialect of Icon Collective. You guys know where to find us. We'll be here next month with you guys. Also, check in on all of our socials to keep up on news and happenings that we got going on. You guys want to say anything on our way out?
If you're around San Diego, May 9th, come through.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks for having me again, boys. And all of the submissions, y'all keep crushing it, honestly. It's always fun coming here and hearing just the wide variety of different styles. And, yeah, it's cool to see you guys putting in work and you guys just stay at it. You know, lots of fun stuff you guys got cooking for yourselves. So you should definitely be stoked because majority of people on this planet can't make music. So remind yourself that.
Absolutely, man. Just the fact you guys are sitting and cooking tracks like this to have this many submissions. I like I said, you guys are cracked out and I love it. It's great, man. It's great for real. So thank you guys for joining us. We're gonna end here with Vacol and Entwine. All right, guys, have a good one.
Something's missing inside me. Memories won't let me sleep. Throw my heart out in the fire just to burn my pain away. Don't let me fade away. I need you now. Feel you around like a ghost into the deep.